Here's how I start off with the zombie, the posable zombies. These are the printed parts. Got all these already pre-printed. Matos motor with the printed cam. Got 1/4 inch bolt lock nut. Some 1 inch cut pieces, 3/4 PVC. I've labeled everything where they go. Got 11 inch for the backbone. Got a 4-way 3/4 T. 3 45s. 3/4 inch cap with a hole drilled in the middle. 3 1/4 inch piece. 2 1/2 inch piece. And that one's probably about 2 inches. And this one is just spare for the neck. The shoulders is 19 inches wide or long. I've centered marked it. That's going to be my center pivot point. And then I've also marked 2 spots, 1 7/8 out from the center on each side. Those are going to be for small screws that will keep that centered. 2 legs, 40 inches long. 2 upper arms, 9 inches long. 2 forearms with the hands. These are just custom I'm playing with, but that PVC is 10 inches long. For the rib cage or frame assembly, got 2 10-inch longs for the sides and 1 8 1/2 inch long. That's going to be the cross piece. And then for the feet or the base, I have 2 pieces of 2x4, 16 inches long, and I've marked the center just for visual reference. And what I'm going to start with first is the base. That's the 2 feet. Grab one, kind of eyeball where I want it in the middle. These are, I think, 1.5 inch wood screws. Alright, there's the 2 feet. I'll take my 40 inchers. These are really tight. Yeah. Push them in. The other 40. Push that one in. Those are the 2 legs. So for the waist plates, I've cut these, designed these for 2 different ways. One for just a simple body, which you would just use one of these. The holes are already pre-cut. But if you wanted the swivel zombie, that the waist swivels, it uses a 6-inch Lazy Susan, which I've already beveled, recessed the pieces for that as well, so it can be done either way. It just takes 2 of these for the Lazy Susan setup. But for right now, we're just going to do the simple setup, and we'll start putting the waste pieces together. You're going to have one on top, and one on the bottom, one on the bottom. And generally what I'll do is, these holes are kind of tight, I'll pre-start these. Get one there. Get them about halfway. The holes should line up. Same thing this side. Yep. All right. Now turn it over. You just want it to stick out the other side, barely. And you get just a little bit to stick out so you can line up the holes. Maybe I should have went a little bit further, yeah. Okay, got one. Two. Alright. That one started. Same thing on this side. Alright, go ahead and put the other ones in now that they're all together. And there you have it. Alright. Lazy Susan parts on the bottom. This will be our top. Oh. This is the motor bracket with the spacers already built into it. We're going to go here. It's already got the holes. Gotta take 6 millimeter. These are 6. M6 1 by 50 millimeters. I have no idea. But these are the ones I got. They're barely just long enough. You got 2 sets of holes. I usually go with the one closest to the edge. there. Take our motor, go right like that. One started. I don't have any washers, but you'd probably put some washers on here. I don't have any at the moment. It goes up, and the motor's mounted. Alright, so next we're going to go with the rib cage. These are 10 inches long. These are pretty snug too. Those in. You're going to need some 90s. Alright, 90s. It's our 8.5 breastplate. There, we got that. And now we have this piece here. I forgot to drill my holes in it, so we'll make it. I want to get this somewhat centered. About 3.5. I guess I already marked it in the center. Oh well. Alright, so there's the center. I'm going to take this thing here and pretty much center it and screw it in. Have to be perfect. Come out like that. rotate it so it's even, level. That's that. Alright, so the backbone. Backbone, now take your cap, put the cap on, run the backbone up, and set it on there like so. The other parts of the backbone. Yeah. 45. Put the 45 on. 3 1/4. Across. Back down in there. That's going to be that setup. And it'll be facing back around this way. So, like that. And we got to put a hole. What we got to do is put a hole in here. We'll do that last. Alright, so we got that. These will go on to the legs. And you end up straight legs, waist, rib cage. Alright, so what I did is on the backbone, so you want this piece facing forward, I marked about 3/4 of an inch down so I can drill me a hole clean through. That will keep everything straight. Alright, so after I drilled my hole, took a regular coat hanger, cut out the long straight piece, and I evenly ran it through, came underneath and folded it back over the top and just rolled it loosely. This will keep this from turning, but it still has a little wiggle in it. Alright, next what I did is I took my Dremel and I took my cross piece here and I wallered the inside out. This is not wallered out. This is the one that I wallered out and cleaned it up so that it will slide in here with no issues. Alright, so now we're gonna go where I made my marks. I'm gonna put these screws in on each side, and that will keep it from slipping around. Alright, that keeps that center. but it still spins. So this is our shoulders assembly. Next, we're going to go ahead and add our 45s. Put those on there. These are our hinges. Can't put them in here, so that's what we got these little fittings. The smaller cut pieces, these will go in here, and then we'll put a screw in there. So depending on where we're at, once we get this up here, we'll have to line the arms up. Once we put the arms on, get the arms lined up, and then we'll put the screw in when we're ready to do the arms. We'll go ahead and put this 1-inch piece in there. Alright, so there you got the shoulders up in there. Looking kind of small, so I think we're going to put a longer piece and extend that out. I think we're going to have to come up here. Alright, so I put a longer piece in for the backbone there. I think that looks a little bit better. All this is adjustable. Cut as you need, make whatever size you want. This is what I think I'm gonna go with, and we'll see what we can do with the arms. Alright, so on my arms, I want this one on the right to just hang straight down, and I want it to be able to wiggle from side to side, but whenever I raise the arms, I want it to be able to raise and straighten. So I'm gonna set my hands the way I need my hands set, and then adjust my hinge accordingly. So now it will sway left and right, but when I raise it, it'll be straight. It won't bend, hang down. So then I'll put me a screw in here and hold that in place. So on the other arm, it's actually holding an organ or a body part, intestine, something. So I'm going to have it on this side. Same thing, I want to line this up so it will swing left and right. But when I raise the arm, I want it to be straight. So I'm going to put me a screw in here and hold that in place as well. Alright, so I got my screws in place. Got these pieces in place. These are in place. I did not put screws in the rest of it so I can turn and adjust the direction and how I want the arms to hang. So I got that part left that I'll do as after I get the arms on. Each one of the arms I've got their piece in, screwed in place. I've got my upper arms. The pieces aren't screwed in, but they're in place. I'll adjust those and then put screws in those once I get them on. Alright, get this arm in. Everything's pointing the way I wanted it to. This one's a little snug. That's alright, because I don't get this one moving around too much. This is the one I want to hang. So we'll put the forearms and hands on now. Alright, I got the arms on. I've already adjusted this one where I wanted it. And this one here's the dangling arm, but it'll lift up. So we got that. So we hooked up the 12 volt power. Added a PWM to control the speed. And here you go. And pneumatics will come later. But this is the basic setup. Anything else you could just add on. Alright, so we added the head on just for effect. And now we're rocking and rolling. The legs I usually heat up with a heat gun and shape those how I want them. And I'll usually start with the ankles, then the knees, then the hips, joint by joint, and bend them in the way I want them.